together, so nobody is right or wrong. So confirm if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, please. From my
Okay,
end.
yeah, my name is
Yes, yes, sir.
so I'll be taking us the SQL section. So I have some slides I've prepared. So let me just walk you through. So let me put on the slide. So today we have locked. How many are there, I have, please? So I can know how we can.
Yes, sir. I want to
Mr.
talk.
Tosis, how many hours?
So the duration is 2 hours. We spent about 19-20 minutes now. So you have the rest of the time, but except you want to leave like 10-15 minutes for question and answer. So you have an hour plus. Let's say an hour,
All right,
15 minutes is fine.
all right,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you.
So this is our agenda. Hopefully, we're able to cover this. Talking about introduction to SQL, the terms used in SQL. So why is SQL important? When we talk of database, what is database? What is database? So when we talk of base, it's just like saying when we say army base, you all know that what is army. That's where anything army. That's where we see them. So when we talk of database too, that's where what anything data
Time
is
to
being stored. So example of database, example now you share your Google form link out and people are submitting their form. That data is going somewhere, it's being stored somewhere. Example of that is what database. Anywhere you are storing your data for future use or for your analysis or for future reference for audit purpose, that place that you store your data is what is your database. That's just database. So database, we now have what we call SQL, which is the language that is being used to interact with your database. It's just the way that if you are someone that can speak Yoruba, they speak Yoruba to you, you reply. Exactly when we are talking of database and SQL. Without SQL, you can't communicate with your database. And the full meaning for database, structural query language. Structural query language. So that's language that what database understands. So why is SQL important? Why is database important? And all is data management, because now we have business generating lot of data. So once you have your database and you have your SQL in place to interact with it, help you to manage your data effectively. You have access to data security, being that you can restrict assets, you can give some people admin role, you can give some people viewer, you can give some people contributor role, you can give some people comments, so they might not be able to edit. So you can actually have that inside your database. And that for database is designed and structured. So there is a template that the way that you want to arrange your data inside your database. There is a way that it is okay. This place should be for the name, this place should be for phone number, this way should be for the age, this way should be for their marital status. Everything is what is well structured inside your database. And data integrity too is there. So nobody can just go inside your data and just my should I say maybe edit it anyhow, maybe a sales of 1,000. Nobody can just go back and just edit it to 5,000 naira. No, it has integrity because somebody that is submitting it, what is what they've submitted that you work with. It's not like, am I sure this data is accurate? Hope nobody has actually tortured this data or something. Database actually has that integrity. And retrieval, anytime you want to use your data, you can easily make use of it. You can write a query language and bring your data out. So it's easily available. So we have RDBMS, which is what we call Relational Database Management System. And that's where we have the well-structured one. Table, that's when we talk about table inside our database. And we have the non-RDBMS, and that's when we talk of Cassandra, MongoDB, files in JSON formats, right? That the ones under what non-relational database, which means what they are not in tables, they are not in rows and columns, unlike what RDBMS. Example of RDBMS, which is relational database management, is when we have our MS server, which is one we're using today. We have our MySQL, we have PostgreSQL. So for the non-RDBMS, like I said, we have MongoDB, we have Cassandra. I think that's the two I can remember now. JSON formats. There are more of like files inside JSON formats. Right? So when we talk of SQL database, we work around this command, SQL command. We have the DDL, we have the DML, we have the DCL, we have the TCL. based on MSQL server though. So I think some of my SQL might not have this. Sha. So when we talk of DDL, the meaning is here by my right hand side, which is data definition language, data manipulation language, data control language, transaction control language. So when we talk of data definition language, it's used to define the database structure and the schema of your what? Of your database, which is when you want to create your database now, that's what you use it. If you want to delete a table, you want to delete a column, you want to rename a database, you want to rename a column, maybe a table, you want to what? You want to add a constraint to an existing table, you want to add column to an existing table. That's when you use your what? Data definition language. And when we talk of the DML statement, they are used for managing data within the schema subject, which means that you have already created the database now. You've already built a, let me say, you've already built a kitchen now. Now you want to, maybe you want to see, want to cook rice from, you want to cook rice from your cupboard. Okay, I want to what? I want to pick fish from the freezer, which means that your freezer is already there, your kitchen already is already there already. That's when you now make use of what? Data manipulation language. You can able to select that, okay, this is what I want to cook today. Okay, let me put, I couldn't finish this food yesterday. Let me put it here. Okay, this is what I just bought from the market. Let me put it here. When we have an update existing database, when it comes a time whereby maybe you want to change your name, you want to change your wardrobe, you understand, you have some clothes you are not using, you want to remove them, you want to pull maybe yellow, you want to change them. That's when you make use of your what? Update, which is what existing data that is within your table. You want to change what is there before. Then delete is what? Anything that you do not need again. You remove it from your table. Maybe your used clothes, spoil food from your freezer. I'm just trying to relate it to practical experience so that we can try to get how it look like, right? That's how when we make use of our what? Data manipulation language. Even from the name, you can actually get it. Data manipulation will manipulate what is there before, because you cannot manipulate what is not existing before. So few terms that is being used in database are data are being stored in bits, and we know this in our computer language. 8 bit is equals to 1 bit, which represent the smallest unit of data. We have records. So when they talk of record, just like give me Paul's records, give me Mr. Tosin, which means what? Everything about him, everything about him. And we have what we call field and attribute. It is a piece of data that describe an entity. What is when we talk of an entity, just like you have a column inside your database, just one field out of it. I'll still be showing us the picture so that you can see it, so can able to get. So a field is just one, maybe phone number for Paul. What is Paul's age? What is location? It's just a field, right? When we talk of key, a key is the unique value that identify the particular column. So what this means that we can have various tables inside your table. There will be one key, there will be one column that is very unique to that table, that can now use it to what? To connect to other table. Maybe you have a, you are working with let's say maybe a school database now. You want to take a data for maybe science to what? To art now. There will be a unique key that will differentiate art from science. That's exactly what this key is. We have the table or entity. When we talk of table or entity inside the database, what is an object that exists in the real world. Yes, you can have a database now. You can decide to have a what? Sales table. You can have customer table. You can have account table. You can have as many tables. You can have cost table. You can have student table. You can have stock table. You can have as many tables as you like inside your database. That's just what a database. Then we now talk of a file. It's a group of related records. Okay, bring me 100 level files. Bring me GSS1 file. That means it's for all of them. All the GSS1 or GSS2, you bring it to the principal. That's just an example of how the files look like. We have the schema. Schema is the logical view of relationship between data and a database. That's when we talk about when we are doing data modeling, or in our ELD, which is entity relationship diagram. When we are modeling our data, we make use of this schema. You can have schema for each sales schema, product schema that will be used when you are modeling the data, when you are creating relationship between your data. Then that leads us to what? Relationship, which is the way whereby what? We create two or more data sets that are linked together. What is relationship looking like is, okay, you have a product table, you have a sales table. in your sales table now, you'll be capturing something like product name, price of that product. You'll be capturing only the what? Only the product ID that customer bought. You only be capturing the customer ID, just like the way they capture for matric number. Now, later can even example in my school tell you only your matric number should be written down because of what the lecturer now can actually get the remaining details. So for that lecturer to get the remaining details from maybe from the registrar or from the deans of that college, it's going to create a relationship using that matric number you are giving him. Then we're able to create a relationship to the main database of the school or to the college. You're able to get the full details of that matric, maybe the student's name, the student department, who is the course advisor, what year did he join. So once you've created a relationship like that too within a table, you're able to get further details about it, because you cannot have everything that you need inside your table. There's something we call normalization inside database. You split your table, you split them together. So by the time you want to create a relationship between them so that can speak to each other, can know if you are seeing a product ID A101, you can easily know what is the product's name, what is other details about that product, and what is the ER diagram is visual representation of data that describe how data are related to each other. That's where we have our one-to-one relationship, many-to-one relationship. Just when we talk of one-to-one relationship, you can say husband and wife now. It's just one-to-one relationship. So when we talk of one-to-many relationship, 5 children can have one parent, right? So that's just an example of how data relationship diagram is. So it shows how each data being they are being connected. So during the course of the section, I'll be showing us that one. So this example of what everything I've been saying. Can see this is how feed look like. This is what we call field. When we talk of records, this is what record, give me pause record, everything. It's just like in military, they want to see a soldier record, where he has been, or a staff record. When last did he join the company? When was he promoted? So just as an example of that, that's just what this page is saying. To only be for that specific person. So we have our table. Table is the whole everything. Maybe employee table, sales table. Then we have the what we call attribute, which just a single value out of it. Can be gender, it can be date of birth of just one person. So example of the entity relationship diagram is this. You can see now how those tables are they are connected to each other, how they are speaking to each other. So we are connecting this table to each other. We make use of our primary key. We make use of our primary. You can see ID is connecting to the ID here. This one is having ID, is having its own ID. So these are how tables are being they are being connected. So I think that's little that I have to share for us database, right? I hope we have idea of how database look like now. Hello.
Oh, yes.
I hope we have idea of what database look like now. So
Sorry, Mr. Oyelaran.
yes, okay.
Mr. Paul.
Yes, sir.
So I would like to ask if probably you can share, maybe at the end of the class, you can share the slides so that we can all go through it and have a clear picture of what you are all discussing.
I will share with Mr. I know Mr. Tosin, do you share the query with them? I think I shared one query with us upper week. Do you share with them?
Should I put it on the chat?
Yes, they can download it so that they can practice along too. So
All right, I'll do that.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
I'll do that now.
so Mr. Tosin will share the dummy data set we are using in case we are using our system, so we can practice along. So I have the data here already inside my own database, but I'll be deleting it so that you can actually get what I'm saying. So this is MS server, and I want to start my queries now. So this is the new query you start in case you are using MS SQL server following. So I have those queries here already. I have some queries written here already. So first thing and first is, if you have many database that you've created, you have to switch it here. Either you change it or you use this function called use. Specify the name of the database. So to drop a table means what? I want to delete that table. I want to remove that table. What does a sample of this mean? That maybe they scrap a department. Maybe they merge one department and two others. So one was being dormant. So there is nothing like maybe sales department and marketing department again. They are now commercial department. So we want to drop that kind of table now. So use this function, drop table. Drop means, like I've explained, so then you call the name of the table. Okay, we still have customer. So let me delete the customer. Yeah, so it's empty now. So I want to start the creation of of the table are fresh. Let me bring out the script I use one by one so you can see it. So I want to create the table one by one now. So I'll be copying it and I'll be explaining too, right? So that we understand. So this one, let's learn this. This is how to drop a table inside a database. And also, if you want to drop a database too, this is how you drop a database to just call the name drop database, then specify the name of that database. But I'm not dropping this one. I still have two tables inside. Don't specify the name of the
Mr.
database.
Paul,
Yes.
sorry, the only challenge I have now is I've been able to drop it on all the platforms, but I know maybe one or two persons might not be on those WhatsApp group. So now the file cannot attach on this Google Meet chats section.
Okay.
So that's the only
Maybe later.
challenge.
Maybe at the end of the meeting, you share
Mm,
with them, they can practice along. Sorry, everyone. So you have
wow.
the data sets, the queries to create the DBL now. Everything is there already. So I'm not dropping the database. I'm just showing us how to drop a database. What's the meaning of how do you drop a database now is maybe they are not doing that business again. Maybe you built an application for a school now. Maybe Glorious Kiddie School and they are not using the database again. You delete it off. So that's just when it's being in use. So that's just what it means. So I want to create a table. And what does this mean? That create table. I told us when we are doing data definition language that if we want to create a structure inside a database, we make use of that data definition, we define it. So we use what? Create table, specifying by what? The name of the table. Some people use products, some people make use of TBL, some people add TBL to it so that to let people know. Any style that work with us, we can actually make use of it, right? We can actually make use of it. But let's make sure that anytime you are creating a table, let's use a name that anybody that we're handing over our script to, you easily what understand. Like now, if I'm sending the script to you now, immediately you see create table product, you already know that what this is product table that I'm creating. You can easily work with it. Then followed by what? Products, open brackets. Because we want to create a table now. So this is the syntax that works. So first thing is what? Product ID, which will be my primary key for this table. You know, I told us that every table has their own what? Their unique key. So we have what? Primary key ID, then int. When we talk of this int is when we talk of data types. We have data types inside Power Query, just the way we have data type inside program language, JavaScript or Python and all. So likewise, we have data type inside what? Inside SQL. So what is data type? Data type is just like a memory to hold on to a value, to the should I say a container to hold on something to the memory of the, should I say, software or the language. Now is it we want to call one, but that one we cannot use it directly. We need to use something to hold it to the memory of the, should I say, memory of the computer. That's exactly what this data type is. And let me explain more is that now, if you are filling a form online and they ask you to type your phone number, at the back end, there is something that they've attached that phone number to that. This column is phone number that is coming there, not alphabet. So that's why I said when some people are typing letters where they're supposed to type numbers, it will not go. Because of what? The data type that they declare at the back end of it, that this thing that we hold is number, but people are typing with alphabet, it will not go. So that is exactly what this int that we are seeing. Int means integer, which is 1, 2, 3. That's just what it is. Then we have something that is called what? Primary key. What is primary key? Primary key is the unique that is identifying unique for this table. Maybe product 1, product, maybe Milo now. Your Milo is product A1. Your Bonfita is product A2. That's just what it's saying here. Then we have the name, which is the product's name. You can call it in full. If you want to use in full, maybe product name you can use, but just use it like that. So we have the VACA. VACA is just like the combination of your integer and your alphabet. Maybe you want people to type. People can type numbers, they can type alphabet together inside this one. It's going to accommodate them. Then you specify the length, which is 255, right? Then we have the description text, which is like you can describe what the product does. Maybe it's a drug, and tell them. Then the category of that product, is it beverages, is it drink, and no. Then what's the price of that product? And we have a data type here we are using, which is called what? Decimal. So in SQL, we have something that is called float, and we have something that is called decimal too. So this one is dealing with decimal, which means 2 decimal place. You can call it up to 10 values that you can write, maybe 10,000, 20,000, 20,000.2. So that's value that can enter this database, which is what any 2 decimal place. So if you are writing anything like 25 now 0.353 now, it's going to reject it because at the back end it specified that what only 2 decimal place. So once I'm done with this, now. I'm going to run it. Let's say click here, run. You can see now it has run. How do you know if your table has run? Then that leads me to where I'll show us this select star. I'll still come here just to show us how it is, right? For in case of those that are practicing along with us. So we want to know if our table that I've created, it has been done or not. You can see now the table has been created. You can see now the table has been created. So we have something in SQL, right? This description that I'm using is a keyword. What are keywords? They are reserved words that what is peculiar to that language. Just like you have it in JavaScript, you have it in C# too. If you are using keywords, it might not go, but because of SQL, it actually went. So there is something in SQL that you can do. Put it inside curly bracket, square bracket. You can say I did it here too. Put it inside square brackets. So you won't have any issue. In case you are trying to run some queries and you are using a reserved word that is peculiar to that language, it's not going to go. So I've created the table for products. So let me find another table for customer. So I won't be describing for us again. I've explained the first one so that we can save time and have enough time to practice. We have a lot to cover. So this one too, I'll be running it. That's gone, right? So that's table customer. So let me do for sales. Are you following me?
Yes, please.
Okay, so here I'm creating a foreign key here now. So what is foreign key? The primary key of another table inside another table. Now we have a primary key here. This table now is primary key to customer's table, but I'm bringing it down here now inside the sales table. You know that sales table is not his original table, but I'm bringing it down inside sales table. That's where the primary key will now become what? Foreign key. Do you understand, or I should take that again? Hello, do you understand the difference between foreign key and primary key?
Yes, but let others also talk. For me,
Yes,
yes.
exactly. That's what I'm expecting.
Yes.
Do we get it? Foreign key and primary key. Do you understand?
Sure.
Let's talk. Oh. Yes,
Some people are writing on the chat. I don't know if we're seeing that.
Yes, I'm seeing it now. You will need to download the MS server to use it. Yes, you download the MS server to use it. Yeah, that's for Emmanuel Star Momo. You download this SQL server to use it. And we have many, but for the script of language that will be shared with us, you talk with SQL so that we won't have any problem. Okay, still say something before I can start. Yes, all right. So I'm sure everybody understands it now, right? We can proceed. Right. So here now, I'm creating a foreign key for the sales table. I'm creating them together. And I have something here called what? Identity, which is what? 1. Like first record that will be coming inside my database now should be what? 1. Subsequent one that I should follow will be what? 2. So if I want that data to be jumping by maybe at the rate of 5, or I want it to start from 5, then I'll just specify this space to be 5. Then I'll specify this space to be 5. That means first record will show what? 5. The next one that will come in will be what? 10. The other one will be coming what? 15. But 1 is what? Is okay. It's okay. Just to explain why we have that 1 so that we can understand. I think that's all we need to understand here, right? So we are good here. So I execute it. So done. We've created the table. So let's confirm all the tables we've created. Select star sales.
Sorry, my network was bad. What did you say about the 1-1?
Okay, the 1-1 is if you're adding data inside your database, the rate at which it will be increasing 1, 2, 3. So if you want it to start from 1, you use 1. If you want it to increase by 1, you put 1. But if you want it to start from 1 but increase by 5, the second one here now will now be 5. If you're adding 5 to the previous value, so that means 4 letter will be what? Will be 5. The next one that will be coming will be 6. The other one that will be coming will be 11. So that's what it means. But if you specify this place now to be 5, the record is going to start from 5. The other one is going to start from 10, 15, like that, right? So that's just how it works. So that's the work of the identity that we are seeing. But I'm using 1, 2, 3. So it's fine like that, right? Is that clear, sir?
Sure.
All right, thank you. So I want to confirm if all our data are inside the database now. So let's start. Okay, so let's start from, I'll still explain this to us, but we need to always track it so that we can know if our data is inside our database, right? So we really need it. Select star from, I think we created 3 tables, customers, okay. So this one is product.
So what's that integer foreign key?
Integer foreign key. That's what I said the other time. I already created a relationship between my customer table and my product table inside my sales table. Have you heard of anything about fact and dimension table before?
Yeah.
About what?
Fact and dimensional table.
No, not really.
Okay, so we have what we call sales table. Sales table is our fact table here now that captures the observation, the events that occur. Like example now is a sales. The customer can visit the workshop now 20 times in a day. In the morning, he can buy, let's say he's buying Milo, next one is buying burger, next one is buying rice. He can visit the workshop as many times. That's your fact table. It's just like we have a student attendance. Student can do 20 courses in a day and be writing his matric number, maybe for GAS 101, EG 112, B by 111, right? That's just an example of fact table. You have occurrence inside it. It captures the occurrence, the observation, maybe what you recorded in the morning might be different from what you recorded in the afternoon, right? So that's just what fact table is. But when we talk of our dimension table, is more like a descriptive table that shows us details more about something. Maybe now student table now. Inside that student table, that's when we're able to get the student name, student matric number, name of the student, his parents, his location, right? So you can have for like products. So inside that product, that's where you see a product ID. You know, like all the supermarket that we go to, if you check the system that they always, some use QuickBooks. So they have each product has their own product ID that will be seen. Immediately they scan it, the product ID is what that will pop up on the system. Further details about that product is being stored inside something like product table. So if you want to know more about that table, just pick the ID from the sales record. Maybe that customer bought goods. And I want to say product ID 111. What is the product ID? You see the product name, you see the description, but all those ones you will not able to see it inside your sales record. And just like now, like I said earlier, like you went to examination or now to write an exam, lecturer they only ask you to what? Put in your matric number. Any other details about it, it will just pick your matric number and come to your student table. So in that student table is going to have a robust information about that student. We're able to see all the student matric number, their name, year of entry, year that they did matriculation, which course are they doing, who is their lecturer, so they will see all those full details inside it. So that's just what is happening. So I'm able to reference this now so that when I want to need the product name now, I'm able to take this product ID to my product table. So I'm able to say, okay, product A0111, this is the product name, this is the price of that product, and all those details are not what? They are not here. They are not here. But with the relationship that I've created now, by the time I'm writing my queries, I can actually do like something like VLOOKUP inside this product table to return it for me, right? So that's just how it is. Is it clear, sir? Are we good?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So we've confirmed all our tables they're already in our database now. These are all our tables now. So next thing we need to do now, what? Let's put data inside our what? Inside our database, inside our tables that we've created. So I have a query here already that I've done. So this is the data. Mr. Tosin will be sharing this with us. So don't let us worry. My time is going. No time. So this is the one for products. This one for products. You can see now we are inserting data inside the product. So I'm going to highlight it because I have many codes at the top. I'm able to do it more. So I will do it. You can see now 50 rows they have been affected. So if you check now our product table, if you select star from products, you can see now it has table now. You can see very simple. We've inserted table inside. So next thing I need to show us is this. Yes, if you are inserting multiple values inside our table, this is how we can do it. You can see here, because if you want to insert a table inside your DB, you don't have to be writing it one by one. Just write the values, then comma, put the other one. Not like you'll be repeating all this category and price all over and all over again. No, just do it like this, where all the records will be inserted at once, right? So that's it for that one. So let me copy the table for the customer. So I go. So this is the table for customer. So let me just create it here. Yes. So this is the table for the customer too. We want to insert data into it. We've talked about insert insert is a what language? So let me ask. Is customer here? Oh yeah, who will answer? Insert is what type of language? So let's try to take a refresh. We talked about insert when I started the classroom. DML. All right, good. Thank you. So don't let us forget. Don't let us forget it. So this is the one for sales. Yes, I want to bring the one for sales in now. So why I'm working on that? We have various means that data can come in inside the database. Can come in from a flat files. You can have your file inside your CSV file that you can easily import, right? So let me just talk about. But instead of, because I already have this script on ground, so you can come to your database here. You can right click here. Let me see where it is. There's where you call restore. You can see this restore here. So is it restore? No. Let me see imports. I'm trying to see where I can see. Okay, this is it. You can see import data, import flat files. So if you have a database already that is in SQL format, you can easily bring it in, and the whole table, the whole data inside it will populate your database. So it's not every time that you might have to have this. Some people might have given you the scripts, like the one Mr. Tosin want to give us now. You might import the data directly inside those tables, and it's going to It's going to work. So we won't have to be doing all these highlighting that I'm doing, right? So we want to insert this value now inside our database. So let's see. Yeah, good. You can see now. So everything is set. So we have our data inside our sales. We have our data inside our products now, inside sales. So let's say you can see we have data here now. You can see now we specify data here now. Our data, you can see now it's showing all the sales ID, product ID, customer ID. This is like maybe you want to enter school, workplace. You just ask what's your staff ID. That's what the security guy need. Doesn't need what's your name. Once you have an ID that is the company, you can check the database and know your name. That's exactly what this page is showing. You can go in and out of a company 20 times in a day, and security only be asking what's your staff ID, what's your staff ID. So you can have duplicate on your facts table, but you can't have duplicate on your on your dimension table, because of a staff now cannot be having two staff ID. You can't be staff 111 and that person should be staff 111. Just like a two student cannot be using the same matric number. Is what is peculiar, is unique to one student. Exactly what we have here too. So that's it. We are done with. We've created table. We've inserted data into our table now. So we are moving forward, and another thing I want to do is how to delete record from our database, right? In case you might say, okay, we are not using so something again. So let me say delete. How do we delete data from database? You specify the word delete from. Where do you want to delete? You specify the from. From where? What's the name of the table? Let's say from our sales table now. From our sales table. Where? You need to specify the where, because if you not specify the where, it's going to remove all the data from that table. So we need to put clause, just like now they expel a student from the school. You now want to write a query. You have to write a query like delete also students with matric number 1111 here. That's when the code will now go inside the database and remove the details of that person. That's exactly what this page is saying. So let's say, for example, now I want to delete sales ID 1. I want to delete this sales ID 1. I want to say where they start from sales, where sales ID, can see sales ID is equals to 1. Do you get it? Are you following me? That's how to delete data from a database. I need to show us that one. Do you get it? Are you following me? Hello?
Yes, we are. Yes, I am.
All right. All right. So execute it. So we've deleted the data from the database. Now, so if I come to the table and I say select star from sales, now we won't see that one again because what I've deleted it. You can see now it's not there again. So that's how to delete data from a database. Another key features I'll be explaining us is what updates. What do you mean by updates? So this feature is being used now when you maybe want to change your password. You forgot your password. Now you forgot password. You see that forgot password that you are using is your what? Is your update query that is doing that. Is your update query that is doing that. So I want to update what? Update sales table. Is this right? Sales. Okay, sorry, update sets. Update. Okay, I think it should be table. Update sales table sets. Sales ID. What's the new sales ID that we want to put? The highest row that we have here is what? Is 500, right? So I want to do sales ID is equals to 501 now. 501, where sales ID is equals to 2. So I want to update this record now. So I can save the customer ID too, but I can't update the customer ID because customer ID, if I'm updating the customer ID, it will affect the dimension table. So I'm only updating the sales ID that should change to, let's say side is equals to 2. So let's run it. Invalid column sales ID. So what happened? Why is it telling us sales valid column? Let's say yeah. Oh, sale is sale. I'm using sale ID. So that's where the issue is, right? So that's where the issue is. So cannot update identity. Oh, okay. Let's find another column to update. Let's find another column to update. Let's say we want to update the quantity sold now. Quantity sold should be what? Should be 6. Update sales ID. So I'm specifying here to be quantity. Quantity sold now should be, let's say it should be 2. You know, we're having 6 here now. Where sales side is equals to 2. So what we are telling Koyi is to do now is come down to this table sales, find our what? Find quantity, so find sales ID first. Once you now find ID 2, then go down to where we have the what? The quantity sold. Whatever quantity sold that we are having there, if it's 6, if it's 20, if it's 100, replace it with what? Replace it with 2. Replace it with 2. So let's master what is here now. We're having what? 6 here now. By the time I create, we have something new here. You can see now one role affected. So if I select data fresh, you can see now that we now have 2 there. Are we clear with this? Are we clear at this stage? Are we clear at this stage? Let's talk. Are we clear at this stage? Nobody is responding. Oh.
Yes, we are getting it.
All right. Please, I need us to talk. So if you have any question, please let us ask. So next thing I want to be taking us, well, we've explained how to create table, how to insert data into a table, how to delete record from a table, and how to update an existing table. Next thing I want to talk is what? How to select from a database. What is select? What does select mean? Okay, your man here called you and say, okay, dear my analyst, please give me all the sales records. Give me all the sales records of products, of staff ID, of so, of departments. Give me sales record for sales departments. Give me so record of this. How do we go about that? And let me show us one slide here. This one of the side I will use my I think it was, yes, it was my boss that I used this, Mr. Idowu. Yes, for plagiarism sake. So it's not like maybe I steal knowledge, right? I love to reference people. It's not my knowledge. So we have this understanding the basic of how select works. See now, we have a lot of containers. We have containers that are what? That are green, that are yellow, that are blue, that are red. And we have this place that contain everything with carton and the container. We now have something here, which is what? Yellow. So the person now is being specific here now. So this one now narrowed down with select. Well, after select, what is it? What should I bring? What do you want me to bring? Okay, I want you to call me student Iyoluwa. From which class? That's what this place is saying now. So immediately you want to select the product, you write a command that, okay, where? Okay, you want me to give you a record, sales record for when? From where should I pick? Okay, give me sales record from so. Give me a sales record from so department. Give me sales performance from maybe marketing team. Give me sales performance maybe from anywhere it can be. That's just how select work, right? I just want us to have a glimpse idea of how it works. So this time around, I want to explain to us select. I want to do select now. So anytime I'm using select star, means what I'm selecting the whole table. I'm selecting the whole table. So select star. What do I want to select from where? From sales.
So why did you?
So I run it. So it's going to give me what? It's going to give me everything inside that place. So let's say, for example, now I don't want to see everything. I only want to see the sales ID and their what and their total sales amount. Then I will not be using star. So let me just say this. So for optimization, when you're having large data, like maybe 1 million rows to write, it's not always good to always select everything. Select the particular data that you need from that table. So let's say, for example, how do we do that? I want to select only the sales ID. I want to select only the total sales amount. How do I do that? I come here and do sales ID, comma, total sale amount. Yeah, that's all I need. Then I right click it. I run it. You can see now, we're only seeing those two. Do you get it? So if left again, then I say, okay, if you've answered this one, for example, now tell you, okay, give us sales records where sales, let's start from sales. Then I say, okay, give me so sales record, but for this customer ID, let's say I want to see for customer ID 29. Customer ID, how do you do that? So let's start from sales record where customer ID is equals to what? Is equals to 22. So that means it's going to give us only the record of that customer. You can see now, we are only seeing only for that customer. And so you can see now that this customer ID bought goods how many times now? 1, 2, 3, 4. But he bought even what? Different goods. This time around, bought product ID 15, product ID 5, like that. That's how it works. Eh? So we have if you can combine and where sales product ID 22 and you can add another and product ID is equals to product ID. Let's say product ID is equals to 15. So how does this work in Excel? Is you are applying filter on your what's it called, on your table. You for filter to maybe region A, you now go to another column. So what we just did is what we first for filter our customer column. We now want to filter another column now. Please, are we getting it? Is the example I'm using, is it making us to understand it, please? Hello? Hello? Are we getting it?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
All right,
Mr.
please.
Paul, yeah. I believe that
All right.
if we are lost at any point, we'll definitely call you back
Okay.
so that we
So
won't keep
So let me
dragging you back because of the time. And since there's
all right.
recording,
All right.
so with the
All right.
recording, we'll be
Good.
able to catch up.
So what I want to do now is I filter the first column in Excel, just like we do in Excel. I filter it to what customer ID 22. I filter the product ID to what customer ID 15. Then I can run my query easily. So you can see now we are only having no because I already filtered to it, right? So that's it. for product ID. Another thing we can do is sales. We can do the aggregate function. Let's say we want to do aggregate function, product ID, select product ID, sum. What do we want to sum? We want to sum our what? Total sales amount. You put the column here. Total sale amount. So follow it, select star from which table? From our sales. Then we do what we call group by. So what's group by like? Group by is like we now using sum if. Let me just call it like that. It's now like we're using sum if now in our Excel. So once we group this is the total amount that is going to sum for us. But now, okay, in summing this amount, how should we divide it? How should it be by set? Then I said, okay, by set it by what? By this our product ID. Split it down for us. This total amount that we sell now, okay, split it down for us by region. Total salary, split it down by department, irrespective of any area that we are using it. Control C, then I'll pasting it here, right? So I can run it. So normally you can put semicolon. Yeah, in programming, that is like a statement, the end of a statement, right? So execute it. You can see now we have our words now. So it's telling us that now this product ID, now this is total amount that I bought, product ID. So it's what we call aggregate function. So we can do our counts, we can do our average following this format too. So what else can we do once we have this data? We can now add what? Order by. Let's say now you want to do from the highest to the lowest. You know the way we do this in Excel now, right? It's the same way that you can do it in SQL too. It's very, very possible. So I will now do what? Order by. How do I want to order this now? Okay, I want to order it by the sales amount. Okay, let me explain this place. You see that this place now we're having what? No column name because I don't specify it. So I will come to this place and call it what? Sales, total sales. You can see now total sales, right? So let me execute it for like so that you can see it first. So now total sales. Okay, I think there is no need. I think SQL doesn't like space. Yeah, I think it doesn't like space. There shouldn't be space. Okay, now you can see now we now have a heading now. So if you are anywhere you are sharing this thing to now, we can actually understand that okay, this is the total sale, unlike before. So what we just did here is what we call alias. Maybe my SQL or progress, it might require also add maybe as. It's still the same thing. And sometimes it's not needed. Some people, but just to show us, so it's still the same thing that you include it or you not include it, it will work, right? So now I want to do what? Order by. Let's say I want to order it now by the product ID highest to the lowest, maybe by sales. You can now do total sales, order by total sale. You can want to order it now. You can see order. You can see now if order it. So order it now means is doing now from what? From the lowest to the highest. If you go to this place now, we see that our highest is here. You can see the highest. This is the highest now. But if it's not the style that we want to use highest to the lowest, then you specify it here ASC. So you can do here. Okay, ASC is highest to the lowest. If you want it descending order, put DES, which is descending order, then you have what to call here. Alright, so you can see now. So we now have it from highest to the lowest. So you can still, I think we can order by 2. We can order by product ID too. I think we can order by product ID. Let's try it. I think we can order by the 2 columns too. Yeah, you can see now it's ordering by the 2 columns now, by 40, by 50. So you can order by 2 columns as much as you wanted. And you can order by product ID alone. So not necessarily the calculated columns, right? You can see now we have the highest here now called 50 ID. So I hope we got it right. And next thing I'll be explaining to us is constraints inside database. What is constraints? Is a key part that we need to understand when we talk about database. Constraints means what? Restrictions. Constraints means restrictions inside it. What? Inside the database. Like, okay, this database, they must submit anything greater than just the way we have data validation. Yes, let me use it that way. We have data validation in Excel. Likewise, constraint are sample like our data validation in SQL. So I'll be creating a new table. Let me call that table dormitory. Because I already have some dormitory table. Yes, so I will call that table dormitory. So I'll create it afresh. So I have the script here already. Time is going, okay, I think it should be, let me see. Okay, so I'll be creating the data and I'll be explaining to us what they mean, what constraint is. Right. So this is how to comment in SQL, something like this. Just add two dash to anything you are doing is comment. So I want to create the table dormitory here now. So this place now, I'm going to say not null, which means what? There are, okay, let me state it like this. We have these following constraints. We have null, we have not null, we have defaults, and we have check. We have check. So what is null? Null means what? It's not required. The responder or the respondent can decide that what they are not filling. It's just the way that how we make validation in Google form. You can say this cell is required. This cell is, it must not be what? It must be filled. So that's when, like, when user is trying to submit that form, it's going to tell you that go back. You have what? You have something at the top that you've not filled. That's what is what? Constraint. That is work of constraint. Then we have another one, which is what? Default. So which means what? Customer might decide not to fill that place. But if impossible, now maybe you ask for customer date of birth, maybe a respondent and it doesn't fill his date of birth, you can say, okay, by default, if that customer did not put his date of birth, kindly help me to put January 1, 1999. That is default. That's what default means. Then when we have check is now deals with value, the cell content. Okay, we have another one called unique. Yes, I remember. So now have check. Maybe now you don't want somebody to enter any product that is above 200. You put check inside it. So with that, the person cannot create anything, cannot insert any value like that. And we're practicing it. I hope you have enough time, right? So when we talk of unique means when you are trying to avoid a duplicate. So for me, when I'm building the database now, unique now, I apply unique on the email. So I don't want that person to apply email twice. So there are some companies that use it. That's why they tell you, like, you cannot apply for so company with twice because of what? Your email. Or maybe they call it for the name. They can put unique on that name. That means what? At the time you are submitting, if your name exists on that database, it will flag it back. You flag it back, right? So that's just what constraints. That's just what they is, and I'll be explaining them one by one. Hopefully we have enough time to cover it up. So this are to the so this place now, you call the name of the column inside your table, dormitory, call the ID, primary key, identity. I can put one here, right? And I might not put it. So
I'll tell you when.
I have the price int. I can say this price int now. It should not be what? It should not be null, which means what? They
Play,
must
play.
fill something
He
inside
will
it. So
play, he will play.
let's run it quickly. Let's run it
He will
quickly. Incorrect syntax near. Okay, I'm
I said,
supposed to put
I said
one
you
here.
will
You can
play.
see.
That's
So
why you will
once you are
not.
running your code, you always read this. In
You are
case
not
you
the one
have
that will
an
tell me
error,
when
it will tell you the line that the
you will
error
play.
occur and why the error, where it's giving you error, it's going to tell you. So just find it, trace it, and
You will play.
update
That's
it.
the
So
inside. I'll tell
you
you
see
when
now
to
I've
play.
created this table. So I want to insert
Either you
data
follow me now
inside
or you are
this.
not coming
Inside
outside
this
again.
dormitory table now. So let me quickly write the query.
Follow me
Insert
now.
into dormitory. You can see it's coming here, dormitory. So should I choose this one? Okay, let's proceed. Later on, I'll still come back and choose that one. Values. So primary ID will be filled himself. Then price. Price I've already said price should not be null. Price should not be null. So I should have added another table. Okay, let me drop this table. Sorry, so that I can show us what I want to show us at once. Drop table, dormitory. I'll create it back, right? I'll create it back just to capture what I want to show us once, right? So about that. So I've the two. Let me add another one called category. Maybe category of that product will be Vaca 40. Yeah, yes. So this one now null. I will now put this one to be
Okay?
null so we can see the difference, right? So so you put your comma here. you put, because anytime you are seeing red, that means you have one or two things that you need to cover. So this place now giving me error here because I did not cover this bracket for the table. You can see the error has disappeared. So I have this, I skipped it, so gone, right? So I cannot do values, inside value. So this place already is my primary key. So I don't need to insert value. SQL engine will automatically what add value for it myself. So this price now, and I said price should not be what? Should not be null. So I might decide I will not say I will not put any price. I will not put price there. I will not put for the VACA category and not say beverages. So this is how to type string inside SQL beverages. So I'll try to run this. Let's see what it's going to give us. Say, you see, column name supply does not match. Okay, let me do it like this. Let me do it like this. So, ID price. So am I putting this because I'm not supplying the old values. That's assuming I'm putting in the beverage and the category, the price. I don't need to be doing this. So, but what this one I'm doing now is that I'm specifying the category that should accept value. That should accept value. That's just what this place is saying. Specified category to this, run it. You can see now, most numbers of column must match, not null, price. I don't need to add value inside this place now. I don't need to have value inside it. So to move, how many table am I having? Category, value, price. Okay, let me add price here. Let's see, maybe to go. Actually, I want to give me what I'm looking for.
What's the name of your cartoon that I want to watch?
Because the identity, I don't need to add value. Oh, sorry, this is where the issue is. Don't mind me. I know that I made mistake. I shouldn't have added this one to the table because it's primary key already. SQL will be adding numbers to it itself. So share different. You can see now error has gone. You can the value has been inserted. So let's say I want to insert another value now. Then I'm not putting price this time around. I'm not putting price. Let's say this one I want to put drink. The value of the column must match the number. So oh, okay, want me to insert value inside this place, and I don't want to insert value. I want to show us how this not null, how it works, and it's not bringing in that. It's not bringing in that error for me. Okay, let me move it like this. Will it go? Okay, let me see here. Okay, yeah, this is what I'm saying exactly. This error that I'm. You see, cannot insert the value null into column price. Can we see it now? Column price, specifying it for me a price. Column does not allow nulls. Insert field, which means what? That column must not be what? Must not be blank. They must fill it. And I'm not supplying value here. So that's why it's rejecting it for me here. So that's what null is. That means what? The customer or anybody using that database must fill in value here. Must fill in value here. So that's just what this price is telling us here. So that's how null works. So we've done out null and not null, right? Yeah. So let me do not null quickly too. So let me put price here. Good. Let me put price here. Then category. So for this category now, I will not be putting anything in the category because I've already said what? Null, which means what? It can be blank, right? So I'll be putting something like 500 and let me say 5,000 now. Then let me run it. It should run. There are more columns that are not supplied by value by verdicts. I don't want to supply value inside that, inside this value, not null. It should be null now. I don't want to put a value there. Okay, this way, this is how to do it, right? So I'm going to delete it from here. Yeah, I remember. Because I don't want the value to come inside it. So it should go. Yeah, you see now it has gone, right? So I can do select star now. Select star from dormitory. From dormitory, we have dormitory. So if I select it and I run it, let's see where we are going to have. You can see now. You can see now that this place is now null because of what? I did not supply value inside it. But when I tried it with this price, it did not go because of what? I specified null and not null inside it, right? So that's just it. So I'll be trying the other ones too now that I'll be seeing it, which is what unique and check. Okay, let's use one stone to kill two birds. So let's say, for example, now I want to create another column inside this table. There's something that we call what alter function inside SQL, which is part of our what DDL, data definition language. So once you want to alter a table, you can either do what? You can drop a column from that table. You can add a constraint to that table. You can add anything that you want inside that table. So I want to alter a table. What's the table that I want to alter now? Is dormitory table. Dormitory table. What do I want to do? I want to add. What do I want to add? I want to add an email column. What is that email? Vaca. Let's see, maybe email. Some people make them long. So let me use 50. Then here, I'll put the constraint called what? Unique. I'll put the constraint called unique. Right? So let me run it. So let's see how it goes. So column name, dormitory, create, drop. Okay. Why? What happened? Oh, I didn't specify the table. Sorry, I'm supposed to put table here. So so anybody can make mistake when you're writing your query, create unique index terminal because duplicate key found inside. Oh, long error, duplicate key. So let me see where we have duplicate key inside that table. Select star from dormitory. Well, there's no duplicate key now. Okay, so because duplicate will found object name dormitory. Okay, so let me write another function. Let me drop the constraints alter table. So this is how to drop constraints in an existing table. So let me find the constraint that is saying we have inside that table. So let me find it. Right. So my time has gone. Yeah. Well, there's no constraints now. Why is not telling me that I have constraints inside that table? Into the primary key now. Yeah. So let me just drop. Let me see. Drop constraints. So I've dropped the constraints now, right? So let me see this. Maybe this should run down. Why? It was found the table. Okay, duplicate key should not allow null. Okay, this null. Where can I find this null now? This null I apply here is one that is giving me this issue now, and I can't find it. This null, this price not null here. I can't see the constraints here now. No, there's no constraints here now. Okay, let me drop that price null. Let me draw this price not null. So let me drop the column. So this is how to drop the column to inside the database so that we can inside the table so that I can use one stone to kill while you fix that. Drop column. Which column did I want to drop? I want to drop the price column, Abby, not loan, price. So if I run it now, we won't see our price. We won't see our price column now. So I've dropped that column like that. You can see now. So let me run this. Maybe to go now. Wow, what's happening now? Category. I need to show us how to use this unique. Okay, we go now. Let's see. Wow. Where is this? Okay, let me just copy index. Okay, so let's just copy this. I don't know which constraint is that because I didn't create any constraint. So drop constraint. Voila. So let me just drop the entire table. It's giving me a lot of headache. I don't know what is happening to the table. Hello. Okay, so I've drawn the table. So let me just create it. Let me create it afresh from here. So let me create the table here. So if I want to create this table, email now should have the unique value now. So I'll come here, create table dormitory email, right? I'll call the name followed by the data type vector by 40, command. The constraint that I want to check here is unique. I'll just put unique here. So that's just it. That's all. Then I'll close the bracket. So let me do for the check. We should use 2 stone and kill 2 birds, right? So because of our time. So I'll put here, come here, I want to do for age. Let's say age now. Age is integer. Then I'll call check. I'll pull in check. Age less than 50. Age less than 50. So I can run this now. So we can test it one by one. So this author that I was actually showing us was the way that we can add a column to an existing table. Can add more column, can drop more column from it. So yeah, okay. See, I'll not put closing brackets. So that's we need to read our error anytime we have our error. So you can see now it has gone. So let's insert data inside this place now. Where is my insert column that I created? Okay, it's not here again. So let's insert inside our dummy table. Following this now, let me put it closer. Insert into dormitory values. There was our integer will be supplied automatically himself. Our price is 40. Our category is free, even though it can be null, right? I've explained the null for us the other time, right? So you can have it email. Email is, let's say, paul@gmail.com, just for sake, because of our time. So no need of writing. So we have more. What's the mod value that we have here? See, let's mind the way we write the string. We need the single quote when we are writing letters, right? Email, the age. Let's say our age is less than 50. So let me just put 49 for now, so that we can test what we want to do. So I'm going to insert the data inside it here. Incorrect internal values. Okay, supposed to be values. So, all right. So you see now it has gone. So let's check. Let's see the data that we have there. Select star dormitory. Good. So let's start from. You can see now this is the data that we have now. It's meeting all our constraints. So let's say, for example, now I want to intentionally insert this poll again. Let's see what it's going to tell us. Now. You can see violation of the unique constraint key, which means that we cannot allow duplicate on that column. You can see now that poll, the duplicate key value is or paul@gmail.com. So let's say, for example, I only change this thing now to Paulo. Let's see, maybe it will go. Let's see now, maybe it will go, it will not go. You can see it has gone. Can you see? So that's the work of constraints. If no one people, so Google Form uses this thing. If you turn it on to single user, that's why when some people want to submit their form, it will be telling them that you've already submitted this form before, because of what is using this constraint on the mail that you are using. That's just what it is. So we've tested for the email now. So let's do for the age. So let's say now I want to type 50 inside this age. Now let's see what it's going to tell us. Age 50 now. I want to put, let's say 55 self. So this one now, let me put another mail so that it can go. We've talked about that one. We want to talk about this one now. Let's see what it's doing. So you can see now, insert constraint field check. You can see the conflict occur in the database. You're giving the error column age, which means what it does not meet the requirements, right? So if you now put 30 now, let's maybe it will go or it will not go. So you can see it has gone. That is the work of what? That is the work of constraints inside our database. So we have one. Let me show us that one, which is what? Default. Default is the only one that I have not talked about, which is default. So what is default? Default is if somebody is not submitting a data, then what should happen? So let's say I want to create a extra column inside this. How do I do that? I don't need to drop a table to create an extra column inside that. So what I need to do is just use this constraint, this author key that I told us the other time. So I'll come here, do alter table, dormitory, and then add. So just this add, then I'll specify the column that I want to use, name. Because this name is a unique word in MSR, I'm going to put it inside the square bracket. Come here, name. Then followed by my value, vaca 20. Then I'll call the name what? Default. Let's say default Paul. Okay, let's say is a name. Let's use Mr. Tosin. Yes, let's use Tosin. Let's put Mr. Tosin name there. Tosin. So in case that person did not supply the name, then automatically that column should be what? It should be Tosin. So that's what that person is saying. You can see now I've added the column. If you come to this place now, we can see that you can see the column. You can see the name for the extra column we've created is there. We don't need to delete the table before we can actually add. So let's say, for example, how do we test it now? So I'm going to come inside this place, value. I'm going to come inside this value. So I'm going to call the name of the column one by one. I'll put the price there. I'm not putting the ID because the ID is primary key. And I've already stated it here that SQL should be helping me to add number to it. That's I'm not putting anything inside the ID. Price. Our price is 40. Our category can be null, but I'm putting something there, which is beverages. Price, category, the email. And I'm putting something for the age, but I'm not putting something for the name. You know, I've created the name, so I'm not putting anything there. So name. So I'll move this one here. Right, this is how it should be. So this one, I'm not putting what? I'm not putting the name of the person. So let's see what Excel will do. Let's see what SQL will do. Value constraints. Oh, okay, it's existing. This unique function, this price. Okay, this one doesn't. So I think we are good there. You can see now, the row went, even though I did not put Mr. Tosin, but let's run the query. Let's see what it's going to give us. You can see, automatically inserted what? Tosin for us. Do we get it? Are we good? Are we following me? So let's do, let me see, time is actually on our part spent. Okay, let's do small, I have a lot of things I want to cover. So let's do how we can rename a column, how we can rename a table. Right here. So let me bring this code here too, so that I can explain to us. So that's how the constraints work inside SQL. Also, we've taught how to insert table, create table, insert value inside our table, how to alter a table. So this time around, I want to teach us how we can rename an existing data inside the table. So how to rename a column inside the table. There's something we call store procedure in SQL. So I'm using a store procedure in SQL called SPName. Each language has their own, so you can just research more about. So this one, let's say for example, I want to change this category name to categories. How do I do it? Specify the schema's name. This is my schema's name here. Is DBO. You can see inside my schema's name here is DBO.dormitory. But some people it might work for you without using your DBO. But in my own here, I have to apply the DBO to make it work. So I'll call the name of the table. What's the name of the table I'm working with? Dormitory. I'll put the name of the dormitory here. Then what's the column that I want to change the name? Dot, full stop, category. I'm having category. Then what's the new name that I want to call it? I want to call it categories. What did I say? Categories. So I'm running it. You can see now it has gone. So if I come to my here and I select that table again, you can see now we now have categories. Can you see now? We have categories. No more category when we created the table. So if we've updated the column. So that's how to do it. That's how to do it. So if you want to rename a table, so how do you rename a table? This is the column here. So what's the name of our table? Dormitory. That's the name of our table. You want to change the name to Domin4. I want to use the name Domin4 now. Domin4. What's the name of our table? That's what I want to use. So come here. You can see it has gone. So if you come to this place now, you now say you want to select stuff from your dormitory, it's not going. You can see invalid object name. But now let's put in Domin4, which is our new table, right? So we have this there. See, boom, it has gone. That's how to rename column inside our table. That's how to name our table. So the last thing I want to show us is how we can edit the name of the database. See now in this database, now what I have there is what? All sales DB. But what if I want to if I want to edit the name. But if you are using MSQL, you can actually right click. If you right click here, you can actually edit the name on the GUI. I think product, you can actually edit the name. Yeah, you can rename it here. But that's the query that does. In case for interview, they may ask you to write a query that modify a table. So it's not every time you come. So all the inserts that we are doing too, you can actually do it. You can actually do it afresh. You can insert it inside the table. Let me come to display. Let me see. You can, okay, not here. You can insert value inside your, you can insert value manually, but it's not easy. You can see you can insert value one by one, but we have 1,000 data to use. You can't be inserting one by one. So that's why I'm using what I'm making use of the insert query. So this is how to rename database. So my database name is osalesdb. So I'm going to put the name here. So let me bring it here. Yeah, so I have this name of database. What's the new name that I want to use? Let's say I want to add X to the name at the back. I just want to add X to it. So it will not cost. So two ways that it can be done. You can use this store procedure. This is the store procedure here. Why this one is what the queries to do. So if I'm using this, I execute this. So it's going. Let's say the query is running now. The query is running now. Let's wait for it to run.
Yeah, you're bold. You're confident. But
Wow,
please,
it's
true
taking lots of
craft
our
that
time.
strengthens you.
The query could not be exclusive log perform, or the database could not be exclusive log to perform operation. What happened? Wow, it's not going, Sha. So sorry about that. I don't know why, because I've actually tested. Okay, let me use another. Let me switch to this. Let me switch to this table. Let's switch to this bike store. So let's make this one go. So we're having bike stores. So let me change it to bike stores here. Then I want the new name to be bike store. So we use this now. Let's maybe to go here too. You can see the code is going for this one. Let's see. Wow, it's taking longer time than I expect. Wow, this one too is not going. Why? I don't know why. I don't know why. So let me disconnect my database. So let me connect again. I don't know why, because I've actually tested it before this time. It actually went. So let me run it. Let's see.
Malga, Mr. Paul, do you still have a lot
Yes.
of outline? Or
It's not much. It's not much. I'll soon stop.
okay, just wanted to know how to help manage the time. We spent 1 hour, 15 minutes. So that's what I'm trying to find
Yes,
out. We have
the
less
section is
than
going to end by 7,
20.
Abi.
Yeah, we have about 22 minutes more from my time, right?
20 mark. Yeah, no problem. No problem. I'll
Okay, so
soon
that
stop.
people can ask questions and
Yes,
can
yes,
round
sir.
up.
So
Thank you.
this is I don't know why this query, thank you, sir. I don't know why this query is not actually working, but this is the query to rename column, to rename database, right? So this is it. So next thing I want to show us is date add. I think that's where we'll be. Once I've shown us that one, yes, so I'll be showing us date add. How does date add work? Date add and date div, right? So date add is let's say they bought a product to the store and they told you as an analyst that this product is going to expire in the next month. That you should let us know the date that is going to expire. So as an analyst, you use date add. So inside our sales record that we have the other time, select star, let me be quick because of our time. So sales, select star from sales. So okay, sorry, because I didn't change the database. SQL. So we are on it. So we have, so you can see now that we have dates here now. So let's say, for example, now we want to then now say, let me say this date now is the date that they purchased the product. For example, it's still sales data, but because of what I want to change, teach us, we now want to call it maybe a product production date, right? I can use this category now to change the name. But don't let me because of the time. So I want to now add the date add to it. So I'll now come here. I'll do what? Sales ID, select sales ID, comma, sales date. So this sales date, let's assume is the production date. Then this one, dates are that I'm popping is what? Let's say the product is 1 year that is going to expire in the next 1 year. So this place, there's something called date paths in SQL. So I'm putting here. If you have worked with Power BI before, there is data to in Power BI. So I'm putting here. Then my year is what? I'm adding 1 year to the what? To the date of the expiration. Then I'm going to specify the date here, which is what? The sale date. No, so let's assume our sale date here is production date now. Let's assume it's it. So I'm going to put it here and I'm going to run it now. So let me call this one name expiration date. I've explained to us alias the other time. So let's call this one expiration date. So you can see now it has added 1 year to it. You can see 2023 it has added 1 year. So if it's month too, that you want to do, just change this place to months. If it's 1 month, 6 months, 5 months, just add it here. Run your query. It's going to give. You can see now it has added 6 months. If you calculate it now, if you have 6 months from this date, it has been what has been done. If it's day, you can add day to here. If it's day that you want, to add day, maybe we're having 10 days. So let's add more 10 days to this now to get our expiration date. So maybe it's like Gala. Gala doesn't take longer time. So we have here 10 days. It has changed, right? So that's it for that one. For date add, let me see. I have another one to show us is date div. Date div, yes. Date div is when we want to calculate the difference between two dates, maybe or months. You want to know maybe employee start date and the date that the employee resigned. Then I want to know how many days are these employees spent inside our company, right? Just something like that. That's just what the date div says. So let me try to see if I can merge it here. Time has gone. So let me see if I can merge it here. So we have expiration date, comma. So let me paste this one here. So let's see if it can work. Can work. Yeah, I've not tried this before. I'm just trying it, right? So months, we want to do our date add. What's our first date? Our first date is our sale date. Our second date is our expiration date. I hope it will go. I've not tried it before, Sha. I hope it will go. Sale expiration date. I hope it will go because I don't have two dates on that column. It's not going. Okay, I think I have it inside my my dummy table. Sorry, Mr. Tosin, I'm almost done. Just this last part. Select star from dummy 2. I think I have a table that has 2 dates. Okay, this one does not have 2 dates. Dummy 3. I've created the table before. Oh. Let me see. Bam. Okay, dummy. Okay, let me use dummy table. I've created those tables. So I think this one should have 2 dates. Okay, this one has 2 dates here. Yeah. So this one has 2 dates. So I'm making use of this table now to do illustration. Let's say select star. Then date difference. I'm using this. Right. So what do you want to select? Name of the staff now. Select name, maybe star, the book, the email of the person. Then we have the date div. So what is the date div? Date div is going to subtract the start and end date. So month, you want to know how many months is between this date of birth 1 and this date of birth 2. Like I've said, it can be maybe employee resumption date and when the employee leave the company. Select start date from dummy. From dummy, that's the name of my table. From dummy is the name of my table. So I'm going to specify it and run it now. So you can see 14. So because I don't put anything here, so let me put month difference here. So let me put month difference here, or difference, or year difference or something. So I run it again. You can see. So we have 14. Or let me put the 2 dates here. Let me put these 2 dates here so that we can compare it. So for proper visibility, right? So yes. So putting a comma here. Yes, I think I'm cool now. So we can see now, if we subtract this from this now, we have 14 months. So you can specify year, you can specify day. If it's day that you want, you can put days. So you're going to calculate the numbers of
I
days.
said,
You
let
can
me
say
come back again.
428
Mommy, once the
days
mommy say,
between
wow,
year. Yes.
cool. Okay.
Thank you everyone for joining the section, and I hope we learn one or two things from the section. And I'm available if in case you are not clear on any area, you can meet Mr. Tosin, he will put us through too. I thank everyone, the organizer of this section, the organizer of the program, Everything on Data. Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoy sharing the little I know on SQL with everyone. Yeah, this way I'll be stopping to stand for question and answer. Thank you.
Yes,
Over
sir.
to you, Mr. Tosin, sir.
Before I hand over to my president, thank you so much. For me, I've added a lot of things because knowledge is continuous, learning is continuous. You can't actually assimilate everything at all. Look at now, towards the end, you said there's something you just tried here which worked. So you have also added that to your own knowledge and skill. So I've learned a lot, and I believe by the time we get the recording, we'll also be able to go through again. Thank you for your time. Thank you for honoring our invitation. I will get back to you. Emeka, over to you, please. Over to you.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks to for all. Mr. Paul Oyelano, thank you so much for the session. I don't know if anyone has questions for our facilitator today before we round up. Any questions before we round up? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. In absence of the questions, I would try and check our calendar to see if we can create time for a part 2 of this class, because I know we didn't get to finish up what Paul would have loved to finish. So, Mr. Paul, we'll get back to you. We'll try and create a space in our calendar so you come back and finish up this class. I think that would be the best for everyone.
Let me finish.
Thank you.
I'll tell your mom.
Yeah.
I'll give you
So thank you so much,
contact.
everyone, for coming. Thank you so much for your time. We are sorry that we took
Stop.
so much of your time, but I know we tried to contain
Okay.
our lecture within the 2 hours time frame. Thank you so
Okay.
much, everyone. Thanks for
Okay.
understanding. And
Things like
please keep sharing.
yeah, I know your name.
Invite as much as you can. Refer our community to everyone as you can. We have so much more classes, so much more courses to do this year. So we're indulging each and every one of us to please let us key onto the boat. Thank you so much. It's been a lovely day, and I wish you all the best. Keep learning, keep growing, and the sky is our limit. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.